In a small village in Pahang, Malaysia, the elders whispered about a bamboo bridge that no child should cross after sunset. But 17-year-old Aiman didn't believe them until he stepped onto it. Hey everyone, this is TH Stories 80, where we narrate audio fics of urban legends, folklore, and creepy happenings. Now we begin the bamboo bridge. Let's dive in. In a small village tucked between the misty hills of Pahang, there was a bamboo bridge that spanned a narrow, dark river. The elders whispered about it in hushed tones, warning children never to cross it after sunset. Some said it was haunted, some said the river beneath was cursed, but 17-year-old Aiman, curious and skeptical, thought it was just another story meant to scare children. It was during the monsoon season, and the rain had turned the river brown and swollen. Aiman's grandmother had asked him to fetch some herbs from the forest across the river. He reluctantly agreed, muttering about how crossing the bamboo bridge in daylight was enough proof that nothing supernatural existed. The bridge creaked under his weight as he stepped onto it. Water rushed underneath, carrying dead leaves and broken branches. He paused halfway, looking down at the churning current, and shivered. Despite the sun still clinging to the horizon, the forest on the other side seemed unnaturally dark, as if shadows had formed their own solid wall. A sudden splash startled him. He spun around, but there was nothing there, just the river swirling with leaves. "Get a grip, Aiman," he muttered to himself, gripping the railing tighter. Halfway across, the wind picked up. A faint, high-pitched giggle floated from the trees. He froze. It sounded like a child, but there was something off. Too shrill, too hollow. He shook his head. Probably just the wind, or frogs, he told himself. But then the giggle came again, closer this time, and it wasn't just one voice. Multiple voices whispered in a strange, melodic chant, like children reciting a poem in unison. Aiman's heart pounded. He wanted to turn back, but the bridge seemed to stretch farther than before. The far bank disappeared into a thick fog. The bamboo beneath his feet felt slick, almost alive, and he stumbled, clutching the railing for dear life. Suddenly, a pale hand shot out from beneath the bridge, gripping his ankle. He screamed and kicked, scrambling backward. The hand disappeared as quickly as it came. The chanting had stopped, replaced by silence so complete it made his ears ring.
"You're not supposed to be here,"
a soft, trembling voice said from somewhere above. Aiman looked up and saw her, or rather it. A little girl stood at the edge of the bridge. Her dress was torn and wet, clinging to her small frame. Her eyes were black holes, and her hair dripped as if she had just risen from the river. Aiman froze, unable to speak.
"Leave or stay forever,"
the girl whispered, her voice echoing unnaturally, as if carried by the wind itself. Aiman tried to step back, but the bridge seemed to twist under his feet, bamboo poles bending and creaking like bones. The girl lifted one hand, pointing toward the fog. Shadows moved behind her, dozens of indistinct figures lurking just out of focus. Whispers filled the air, chanting in an ancient dialect he did not recognize. I'll leave," he stammered, trying to turn around, but the far side of the bridge was nowhere to be seen. Instead, the bridge stretched endlessly into darkness. Panic surged through him and he bolted, running across the bridge blindly. The shadows seemed to reach for him, cold fingers brushing his arms. The whispers turned into screams, echoing from beneath the river, from the fog, from the bridge itself. Just as he thought he would be swallowed by the darkness, a flash of moonlight pierced the fog. The far bank appeared. He lunged forward and scrambled onto solid ground, panting and drenched. Behind him the bridge swayed violently, and he could have sworn the shadows were writhing, trying to stretch across the river. But when he looked again, the bridge was still, as ordinary and fragile as ever. It was night. How could it be night? Aiman ran home, drenched in rain and trembling. He didn't speak to anyone about what had happened, but from that day on, he never doubted the warnings of the elders. The bamboo bridge, the cursed river, the girl who had eyes like dark water. They were real, and he knew deep down that anyone who crossed it after sunset might not be lucky enough to return. At night, sometimes, he would hear the faint giggle carried on the wind, calling out to him, "Come back, little one."